Hey guys, it's your girl, your fave YouTuber, with the shitty quality camera. I'm gonna film this video for you because I am genuinely pissed off about it still to this day, 4 years later. And the reason I'm filming this video now is because somebody reminded me about it the other day, and I'm irked. Basically, the title of this video, I was roofied at a party. Not really, the big surprise considering how I am, whatever. But I was roofied at a fucking party. So I have a friend. We're gonna call him Matt. So Matt is like the homie, okay? He's my best friend. He's been my go-to since 7th grade. And he's still pretty chill this day. Like, we're still cool. So, I don't know why I'm so cool with him, but we're still cool. So, Matt is like the homie. We do everything together, and back in my junior high you had 7 periods, so we had 5 classes together. So I was with him like all day, and we hung out at lunch like with our other friends, we hung out at break, we hung out during like study hall, like, I had 5 classes with him, so I was with him like pretty much all day. So Matt decides that he's gonna walk me home one day, like he usually does. He'll usually like walk me halfway home, and then because I live this way, he lives that way, so we'll like walk together and then just like part ways, And when we part ways, he's like, hey Blair, like there's gonna be a party at, we'll call her Crystal, there's gonna be a party at Crystal's house, like do you want to come? And I was like, I don't know Crystal, like you talk about Crystal, but like I never met the girl, and I was like, I don't want to just show up at some random girl's house or whatever, like I think that's just awkward, like I don't want to like impose, And so then, he's like, we're gonna go have a party at Crystal's. And there's a backstory, which this is another story time that I'll get into. But Crystal's dating this guy. We're gonna call him Phil. So Matt gets a call from Phil, and he's like, hey, what's good with the party? And, like, Crystal's like, yeah, in the background, like, yeah, hey, come through, like, it's gonna be a kickback, it's gonna be lit, we finna turn up, what's good with it? And so he's like, yeah, Blair, like, what the fuck is up? Like, do you want to fucking go or do you not want to go? So I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I'll check it out. It's fine. So then Friday night comes, and I'm on my phone with my mom, and I'm like, hey, Mom, like, because she's not home. I'm home by myself, and Matt's on his way over to come pick me up and take me to Crystal's house. So I'm like, hey, Mom, I'm gonna go to a party, like, is that cool? And she's like, nah, she's a little, like, on the edge about it. She's like, I don't know, Blair, like, I don't really let you go out. I don't know if I'm ready to trust you. And keep in mind, I'm 15 years old right now. Like, I should not be going to a party with, like, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, because Phil's, like, 17, Crystal's, like, 19, Matt's, like, 16. Like, I should not be going out anywhere with these people. But I do. So my mom's like, I don't know, like, Matt's kind of sketch, I don't really trust him, I've only met the dude a couple times, but he's my best friend. So my mom's like, okay, yeah, it's fine, whatever, like, I trust him. To the party, and everything's poppin', I get there, her house is lit, there's, like, party lights, neon lights, and there's music playing, I meet Phil, and backstory to this kind of thing, I guess it was decided that I was supposed to have a 3-way with Crystal and Phil. They wanted to spice up their relationship, so they were like, have Blair fuck both of us at the same time so we can spice up our relationship, whatever the fuck that means. I'm like, I don't know, whatever, like, let me just get tipsy, so I'm like down for it, whatever. So then I start drinking, and there's a handle, like a fucking handle this big and like this wide of raspberry Smirnoff vodka. And I was not a drinker. This is the first time I ever got super fuckered up. Like, I was not a drinker. This is the first time I ever met my alter ego named Brittany. I'll talk about her in later videos. I start drinking, and everything's cool, and I get super fuckered up. Like, I pass out, and, like, I black out, I puke everywhere, like, that kind of fuckered up. So I get super, like, messed up. And then the 3-way didn't happen because I was too messed up. So then, when I was kind of self-conscious throughout this party, I kept waking up and, like, going back to sleep. And so one of the times when I woke up, Phil comes out of the room, and he's like, hey, Blair, like, do you want to take shots with me? Like, we haven't taken a shot yet. Like, what's good? So I was like, okay, yeah, let's take shots. So my dumb ass keeps going and going and going and going. I think, okay, I'm getting too fucked up. So I'm, like, sitting there on the wall like this, just chilling, like any other person would do. Just, just sit here. And then I black out. Rest of the night is a total blur. I meet my drunk alter ego. In my head, I'm like, my subconscious is telling me, like, hey, Blair, you need to get out of here. You need to get out of here, and you need to sober up and go home. Find your phone, call your dad, have him come pick you up, and go home. Brittany, on the other hand, is like, buckle up, bitch. You're in for a ride. You ain't going nowhere. So then, oh, I got a snap. Hold up. Okay, no, relevant. So then, I noticed the next morning that I had a super, super, super bad stomach ache. And I wasn't hungover because I didn't have a headache. And my mom woke me up at 6 in the morning. So I have a super bad stomach ache, right? And so when I wake up in the morning, in case you guys are wondering how I got home, basically Matt called my dad and I was like, hey, you gotta come get Blair. Like, she's not feeling good. We're at a party. She got fucked up. Like, you gotta come get her. So my dad comes, picks me up, and then takes me home to my mom's house. So the next morning, I have a really bad stomach ache, and I don't feel good, but I'm not hungover. I'm just super sleepy, but my stomach is hurting, so I can't go to sleep, if that makes sense. So I'm like, okay, I wonder what's going on. So I call my mom, because I'm home alone. And my dad dropped me back off at my mom's house. So mom's at work. And I'm like, Mom, I don't feel good. Like, come get me. Take me to the hospital or something. I just don't feel good. And she's like, drink some tea, you drunk ass bitch. Like, you're hungover. Get the fuck over it. She's mad at me. So I'm over here like, okay, I'm in pain. What can I do to ease this? I take a bath. Doesn't help. I drink some tea. It doesn't help. So my stomach is hurting really bad. And finally, I tell my mom, like, Mom, you have to take me to the hospital. So she's like, fine. So she gets home from work early. So she's not happy about that. She's not happy about the fact that I was drunk as fuck off my ass. So she takes me home. And I go to the hospital, and we're at the emergency room. And they go, what's wrong? And I tell them about my stomach pain. So I'm in the ER for about an hour. It's not that much of a wait. They're not very busy. So I'm in the ER for about an hour before I'm seen. And then they call me in, do all the vital checks, whatever. My vitals are fine, just my blood pressure's super low. So they're like, okay, that's concerning. So then my temperature starts to spike. And they're like, okay, that's concerning too. So they do all these blood tests. Turns out, your girl was roofied. They're like, did you do any drugs last night? Because I told them about the party. And I was like, maybe it's alcohol poisoning. Because that was one of the things they test me for. And they were like, did you do any drugs last night? And I was like, no, I just smoked weed and drank. And they're like, oh, honey, no, there's more shit in your system. So then my mom is like, what the fuck did you do? And I was like, Mom, I swear to God, I don't remember doing anything. And then the doctor comes in, and he's like, there's a possibility that these drugs were put into your drink, and they dissolved in your drink, and you were roofied. So I was like, oh my God. I don't even know where to go. I'm like crying right now. Like, this story pisses me off. So then I call him and I'm like, Matt, what the fuck? And he's like, hey Blair, like, what the fuck? Like, how are you doing? And I was like, I'm in the hospital right now. Like, I got roofied. What the fuck? And he was like, roofied? What do you speak of? What are you talking about? I have no idea. If you don't stop playing stupid with me. Like, I'm at a loss for words still to this day. And this party happened January 30th, 2014. So this was 4 years ago, and I'm still upset about it to this day. I'm just so angry. I saw him, and I was like, did Phil do anything? Did Crystal do anything? And there was like hella other people there too. Like, this girl tried to hook up with me when I was blacked out. I don't remember this. They told me about it later on. Like, this other guy, we're gonna call him Sam. Sam was there, and Sam was like, he left early, so he didn't really know, so I'm not gonna blame him for this, but he saw me kind of fucked up before he left, and he was like, yeah, like, it's possible it happened. I called everybody at that party. I talked to everybody, and everyone was just like, no, we don't know what happened to you, we're sorry, like, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So then, back to the hospital. When I get off the phone, I'm still there, and they're like, do you want to press charges? And I was like, you know what, let's not. So that was probably my bad. But they send me home, give me a bunch of care instructions, give me a bunch of, like, stuff on how to, like, take care of it and how to, like, cleanse my system. They give me an IV full of fluids because I was really dehydrated. Yeah. Then I found out. So this was, like, Saturday. Monday morning, I go back to school, and I see Matt, and my sister is there. Like, my sister, like, my adopted sister, she's there, and she's like, what the fuck did you do to Blair? And Matt goes, I have no idea what she's talking about. What do you mean drugs? What? No one had Molly. And she goes, okay, whatever. I talked to Matt and I was like, I had the option of pressing charges, you know that? And he starts going into this full-on panic attack. He's like, oh my god, Blair, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Like, it was our whole plan. Like, we just wanted you to fuck with Phil and Crystal. Like, we're so sorry, Blair. Like, we didn't mean to. Like, don't press charges. So he finally comes cleans about it. He's like, yeah, I roofied you because we wanted you to fuck Crystal and Phil. We wanted you guys to have the three-way. Then I find out that this girl, we're gonna call her Maria was there. And we find out that Maria took my pants off and, like, tried to make out with me, like, the whole night. And then when I went home in an oversized flannel because I was in, like, a flannel that was, like, down to my knees and, like, jeans. And I just went home in my flannel. Like, I didn't have my shoes, I didn't have my pants, like, nothing. It was just my flannel. I mean, I had, like, my underclothes on, but, like, just my flannel. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god, like, did all this shit really happen? I was not assaulted. I was not kidnapped. But, I mean, like, I guess I was taken advantage of to an extent, which kind of really irks me. So, I guess this isn't really one of those exciting story times, because my life is really interesting, so that's why I kind of became a storytime YouTuber. This one wasn't really on the exciting side, but I just thought I'd share it for awareness. Do not leave your drink unattended. Do not go to parties with people you don't trust. That was my kind of story time video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to watch more videos, subscribe. All my social media links are down in the bottom bar. And yeah, subscribe for the JUUL. Love you. Bye.